Hello students, and welcome back to the class on the organizational structures. In the last video, we discussed the line organization, functional and the line and staff organization. Today we are going to continue with the further types of organizational structure. Talking about the project organization, this is an organization wherein the specialists are hired in order to complete a particular project. Now, what happens in these organizations is that the hiring of the staff is done on the need basis. So when a project comes, for that particular project, the hiring will be done. There are no other functional departments which are available. So the project is for the staff is hired for a particular project. They complete the project. Once that project gets completed, then it would depend upon the need that is there any further project wherein the service of these specialists are required, then they will be retained. If not, then the team is disbanded. The team has no further work to be done in the organization, and they are no more the staff of the organization. So once it is completed, the team is disbanded, and the assigning of other project might be possible only if the organization is having some such other project where the services are required, because there are no other functional departments. So how would it work? That I have got a project, I require someone from marketing, I require say 5 people from marketing for completing that project. I require a production team of 20 people. I require HR specialists. I require 2 HR specialists. This is the team that I need. So I'll hire these 17 people, make a team, and they will complete the project. Fine. Now, there is no separate production department or marketing department or HR department in my organization. So once this project gets completed, after that what will happen? I will see, is there any other project in my organization where I need the services of these 17 people? I might retain them and give them some other project. If not, then I'll tell them that this project is over and now you are free to leave my organization. You can go and you can find some other job. Fine. Now, generally this does not happen, because when you have the project organizations, they are suitable for the situations where you have less number of projects, but they are big projects. There are long-term projects. So the project will keep on going for 5 years, 7 years, and in the meantime, you will have new projects. So if somebody has performed well in the previous project, you will definitely retain them for your other projects. The next kind of organization is the matrix organization, which is basically a hybrid, a mix of the project organization that we just talked about and the functional departmentation that we talked in the last class. Now, the functional departmentalization is a permanent feature. That is the permanent structure of this organization, and the project structure is embedded, is added as and when required. So when a new project comes, if a new project comes, then this project feature will be added, and that is why it is called a matrix organization. Now I'll show you through a diagram how it works and it will become more clear. This is the diagram of a matrix structure. So if you see, there is general manager at the top, and then there is functional departmentalization. We have a production department, finance department, marketing department, R&D department. This is the functional departmentalization, which is the permanent feature of this of the organization, and I have people hired in these particular departments. Now, my organization gets 3 different projects, A, B, and C. So I will make 3 people as the project managers. There is a manager for project A, for project B, and project C, which is shown on the left side of the diagram. Now this project manager A, the manager of first project, he says that I want people from production, finance, marketing, and R&D department. So I'll not go and hire new people. I already have functional departments which are catering to these needs. So what will happen? This manager, the project manager, he will tell the production manager that I need 5 people from your department. I need 1 person from finance department. He will tell this to the finance manager. I need 3 people from the marketing department. This will be informed to the marketing manager. And I need 5 people from R&D. So this information is given to R&D manager. Now these managers will assign the team to this project A. So production department is having 100 people. Out of that, 5 are required for project A. So 5 will be selected and the production manager will assign those people to a particular project. Similarly, the people will be assigned to project B and project C from different departments. So now if you see, if say I look at this green production group, these are the people who are working in project A and they are also working under the production manager. So they have two bosses. One is the project A manager and another is the production manager. That is why we say that in this kind of a structure, in the matrix structure, your unity of command principle that was given by Fayol is violated because there is more than one boss. Fine. Now, one of the major difference between the project structure, the project organization and matrix organization is that in project organization, we were not having any functional departmentalization. So once the project is over, the person is not sure that whether his or her services will be continued in the organization or not, because only if some other project comes wherein the services are required, then they will be retained. Otherwise, they'll have to leave the organization. But it is not the case in matrix structure, because herein once your project gets over, right? So there were people who were working in project A. Once this project gets over, they will move back to their parent department. Okay, so production group will go back to the production department, finance group to finance department, marketing group to marketing department, and the personal group to the R&D department. So this is how it works under the matrix organization. So we quickly look at the differences between the project and the matrix organization. In project organization, it is a pure product-like structure, project-like structure, wherein you have a particular project, there is a separate team for that. If you remember the product structure that we had, the product departmentalization, for different products, we were having different departments. So what would happen if one product is closed down? If the organization decides to wipe out that particular product from its product line, that whole department will come to an end. So similar is the case with the project organization. Once a particular project comes to an end, and if the services are not further needed, then that whole department comes to an end. That whole team comes to an end. Matrix organization is a hybrid of functional and project structure. In project organization, because need-based hiring is done, the hiring is being done for a specific project only, so the person is answerable only to that project manager. So the unity of command is maintained, but in matrix organization it gets violated. In project organization, the project manager uses the resources exclusively. If they are having the human resource, it is with them only. The project manager has full rights and full authority over his or her team. Whereas in matrix organization, the project manager shares the resources with the functional heads from whom the team has been derived. There is no power struggle because no two bosses are there in project organization. But in matrix organization, because there is a functional head and there is a project manager, so there can be tussle between them related to the power. Project organization, as I already said, it will be suitable when an organization is having less number of projects. There might not be too many projects going on, but they are long-term projects, 5-year, 7-year, 10-year projects which are going on. So you hire people for that. Matrix organization is more suitable when you have small projects, short duration projects. So there may be a large number of projects, but they are of short duration, of few months, of a year, of 2 years. So people are devote their time over that project and then they move back to their parent department. The last kind of organization that we are going to discuss is the networking organization, which is also known as the virtual or the boundaryless organization. Why is this so? Because there is a kind of temporary network that is formed between various firms in this kind of an organization. What happens here is that a particular firm, a particular organization, it subcontracts its work to the other organizations, right? Outsourcing of work that we talk about. So say for example, there is a core firm, it gives its accounting work to an accountant, to a firm which is specialized in the accounting field. It gives its marketing work to a marketing based firm to an advertising firm, it tells that you have to look after the PR of my products. Then it might hire a legal firm to look into the law related matters of the organization. So basically this organization is outsourcing its work to the specialists. This legal firm or this accounting firm or this advertising agency, they are not a part of this organization, but they are working for this organization on a temporary basis, on a contract basis. So these subcontracts that are being made, they are need based things. They will be engaged or disengaged as per the requirements. So that is why we call it a networking organization or a boundaryless organization, because you cannot define the boundaries. There is an organization, but it is getting its work done through various other organizations. So it cannot be limited to a particular boundary. There are various organizations which are doing this. Some of the big names have been given here as an example: GE Industries, IBM, Coca-Cola, Apple. All these are outsourcing their works to the specialists so that they can get the benefit. They can get the specialist advantage from there. So the overhead expenses gets reduced. There is choice available कि आप किस सब कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को हायर करना चाहते हो. जब आप एम्प्लॉय हायर कर लेते हो, then you have to train them, you have to give them space, you are tied with them, you will have to get the work done from them. But this is not the case when you are subcontracting. I have given my task to one accounting firm. If I am not satisfied with their work, I can immediately switch over to some other firm, right? So this is how the networking organization works, and this is all about the various organization structures. The next topic that we are going to discuss is the organograms. Organograms is nothing but the organization charts. When you are making an organization structure, we have said this time and again that an organization chart has to be prepared, which can tell you that how the lines of authority and responsibility are flowing in an organization. So the diagrammatic representation of this structure, the diagrammatic presentation of the authority responsibility relationships of an organization is an organization chart, and they are known as organograms. Right? Now, when the organograms are being created, when the organizational charts are being created, you have to keep in mind that the lines of authority should be clearly visible over there. The authority should not be overlapping. Any kind of overlapping of authority has to be avoided. The balance has to be maintained in the organization chart. So there should not be any undue concentration of authority at a particular position. कि कोई एक position chart में ऐसी दिख रही है कि सारी power यहीं पर है organization की और widely distributed नहीं है. It's not a good sign for an organization. Importance has to be given to a position and not a person. So whenever an organization chart is being made, it is always made with the positions. The name of the person is never written in an organization chart, because the focus is on that position. The persons might keep on changing, right? Who is holding a particular position today might not be holding that position tomorrow. So when the organograms are being made, only the positions are to be written. The person's name is not to be written. And the chart should be made in such a manner that once you look at that chart, it gives you the bird's eye view of the organization. It gives you the entire format of the organization, that what all positions are existing, how many levels of authority are there, what is the hierarchical authority that is being followed, what kind of departmentalization is there, and so on. Now, what are the types of organograms, or how we can say that organograms can be made? First is on the basis of the organizational representation, कि आप पूरी organization को एक ही chart में represent कर रहे हो या partial representation कर रहे हो. So there can be a master organogram and there can be supplementary organograms. Master organogram क्या होता है? जहां पर सारे relationships पूरे organization के आपके एक ही chart में आ गए. If the supplementary organograms are being made, it would mean कि master organogram में you are showing only the main positions, and then for each department a further organogram is being made. So it might be possible that in the this would generally be done when very large organizations are there and you feel that in a single chart we cannot show all the authority responsibility relationships. So an organization, it might, what it might do is it might start with the top management. It gives its first line of departmentalization and the second level within that master chart, and then further bifurcation. Say for example, I have functional departmentalization, production department है, marketing department है, finance department है, HR department है. ये major तो मैंने master अपने organogram में show कर दिया. Then I make a supplementary organogram separately for a production department, separately for the marketing department, separately for the finance department. So when I make an organogram just for the production department, it will be showing the lines of authority, the chain of command of that production department only. That will be your supplementary organograms. Then it can be based on the organization structure, all the departmentalizations that we read. फंक्शनल स्ट्रक्चर है तो फंक्शनल स्ट्रक्चर के बेसिस पे आपका ऑर्गेनोग्राम बनेगा. प्रोडक्ट डिपार्टमेंटलाइजेशन है तो प्रोडक्ट स्ट्रक्चर बन जाएगा. ज्योग्राफिकल स्ट्रक्चर, कस्टमर स्ट्रक्चर, प्रोसेस स्ट्रक्चर और मैट्रिक्स स्ट्रक्चर, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन what kind of organization structure you are having. Then is based on the layout. This we have to understand. Vertical layout क्या है? जहां पर टॉप से आप शुरू होते हो, सबसे ऊपर चार्ट में जो लेवल शो हो रहा है, दैट इज योर टॉप मैनेजमेंट. एज यू मूव डाउन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चार्ट, यू आर मूविंग डाउन द हायरार्किकल levels. So the topmost authority will be shown at the top and subsequent levels will keep on showing you the subordinates. What is a horizontal organogram? Wherein the chart has to be read from left to right. When you are looking at the authorities, you have to read the chart starting from the left going towards the right. Left hand side of the chart shows the topmost authority, and as you keep on moving towards the right hand side, it keeps on giving you the further levels, the subordinate levels. Similarly, there can be, the representation can be in the circular form. When a circular organogram is being made, then the top level, the topmost authority will be shown at the center of the circle, and as you keep moving outside the circle, the further lower levels of authority will be shown. So the center of the circle will be topmost authority, and the outermost part of the circle will show you the lowest level of authority, the lowest position in the hierarchy. So vertical, टॉप में टॉप अथॉरिटी, लोअर साइड पे लोअर अथॉरिटी. हॉरिजॉन्टल में लेफ्ट हैंड साइड टॉप मोस्ट अथॉरिटी, राइट हैंड साइड लोअर लोएस्ट अथॉरिटी. इन सर्कुलर representation, center of the circle topmost authority, the outside periphery of the circle the lowest authority. This is how you can make the organograms. This is how you can represent the organization structure of any organization. Now there are certain limitations of the organograms. Benefits we all are aware of, we have already discussed. Limitations are that first, it indicates only formal relationships. It does not talk about the informal organization. Regular updation is required, otherwise they'll become obsolete. If you are adding any new position, if you are hiring for new positions, then you have to add them to your organization charts, to the organograms. Then it shows you only the lines of authority कि यहाँ पर authority responsibility relationship exist करता है, but what is the quantity of authority, कहाँ पर ज़्यादा authority है, कहाँ पर कम authority है, that cannot be represented through the organograms. Again, because informal organization is not being represented, so informal communication channels are also not indicated, which are a very vital part of any organization. Then they may create rigidity, because you are defining the positions, you are making an organogram, and you know the managers might be reluctant to make any changes in that authority responsibility relationship, because that would need a change in the entire organogram structure that is being made. And it may give rise to the feeling of superiority or inferiority, because if I'm looking at an organization chart, you know, I might feel कि मेरी position कहाँ पर आ रही है chart में, बहुत ज़्यादा lower level पे आ रही है, so I might not feel very motivated. Whatsoever said, they are important. Whatever limitations might be existing, but an organization needs to have an organogram, because this is something which will give you the structure of the organization, which will help you in understanding the structure of the organization as an insider, as well as if you are an outsider. communication channels क्या हैं, control का span क्या है, management span क्या है, all this can be seen through these organograms only. So even if they have so many limitations, even if they create rigidity or informal channels are not being represented, they still form a vital part and have to be prepared by all the organizations. That brings us to the end of this topic. Thank you.